Hi, my name is Laura Jean Finella, and welcome to Girls Night Out. I used to have a big pizza dream, having like a pizza place, pizza shop or store. My son had this thing to go along with it where he'd have um, kind of a roller skating waitress set up, and they'd come out to the cars. And then I said, yeah, and there could be like a screen up there um, where you play things like music and TV and stuff like that. And I guess it'd be like burgers. We were thinking of kind of a kid's place because I wanted to open up a kid's place where maybe there's a bed or two back there where the kids could sleep if they're homeless. And then there's always some kind of free food and drink in there. Just a place for the kids who really don't have much going on. And so welcome to Girls Night Out, everybody. My name's Lori G. Finella. I'm a singer and songwriter, and I talk about my domestic violence and abuse in my music, which has been in top charts at Valley FM, Sweet Sounds Radio in Australia, and on NTV Italy's website. They have my music portrayed there. I have the beautiful Carolyn Arno here, which I'm so happy she showed up, so I don't have to just talk to myself back and forth. She has been an actress. She is a huge activist for women who have been raped. She's been raped herself, and I just found out recently it was her boss, where wasn't really taking it in as much as in the heart as I had been, and it just really hit me. She was working on a cruise ship, a very popular cruise ship. So I'm going to let Carolyn introduce herself as I admit. So hold on one second, Carolyn. We are going skiing with Leica. Hi, Leica.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? Carolyn Arno is here. I don't know if you remember her. She's been an actress, worked on a cruise ship, and an activist who has changed the laws for those who have been raped, whom she has been herself, unfortunately. Leica is absolutely remarkable. She has managed Carolyn Betts, who is on the Forbes top small business list, and is very exciting. So she has a lot to share with us. She loves food. She has a dream of opening up her own restaurant. So we'll continue with Carolyn and come back to Leica. So Carolyn, please tell me more about you. You have so many things that you're doing. You deal with Brendan Burchard, which I think is so cool.
Yeah, I love Brendan. I think you have to find the people that really, speak to you and can really help you move forward in your life. And he's that person for me. I really like him. I mean, I've worked with Tony Robbins and other awesome people, but I really like Brendan Burchard. So he started a new program and I enrolled in it, over this last week. So super busy, but I'm blocking time to get to know the program. And so I'm pretty excited about that.
What do you want to achieve from that program, Carolyn?
Probably to overcome some fears, and which I've been working on for a long time, and probably also get some more consistency. You change your habits, change your life type of thing, where I start consistently working towards my goals on a daily basis, blocking out time for that rather than just haphazardly living your life. Have more of a purpose and more of a schedule. So I think that'll help a lot.
I talked about you changing the laws, which is really important. Can you tell me just a bit about exactly how you changed the laws for those raped out of this country?
Yeah. So when my big case was going on, because it lasted 10 years, and it was extremely complicated. A bulk of those years were all taken up with things that had nothing to do with what happened. It was all about Club Med trying to get my case thrown out on jurisdictional issues because that were so complicated. So now it's a lot easier to file these types of claims. Whereas for me, probably at least 6 to 7 years of those 10 years were taken up with fighting back and forth on what law should apply to my case, whether French law, American law. It was a nightmare. So, in more ways than one.
You end up feeling like you're wasting your time and not getting anywhere, and you get lost.
Yeah, like listen, we haven't even talked about what happened and why this whole thing was,
Well, mine went on for 30 years. So I know
So
you just started
frustrating.
working permanently after you've been donating. Like, how long did you donate your time to others?
Um, Probably several years.
Wow.
Because what started off, well, I've always kind of been active in various social services, and I remember my very first job out of college. I actually got at the women's shelter, uh, and I had started off as a volunteer. And so then when an opening came up, the volunteer coordinator actually had suggested me on that. But I think, after that, I was with the Big Sisters and Big Brothers, and then more recently, tutoring and Eco Justice Center, and then the Hospitality Center.
Wow.
And then when the shutdown happened, and I just figured, okay, well, if places are closing, good luck trying to find an employment, a paid job. And so I just figured, okay, well, I can cook. And they lost 3 days worth of their cooks that they were still going to provide meals out the door. So I just figured, okay, well, you know what? It'll be a good way to show that I'm not just sitting around not doing anything. I can pursue some of my passions with, doing something like that. And I didn't know that I could feed more than like 35 to 40 people
Wow.
until I walked in there. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how good we'll do, but it started off that we had to feed about 80. I think my first time we did like 75, and then I had to scramble to get, just a few more. I think by the time my pinched nerve came, just a few months after that, my highest number was something like 164 people. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know I could feed that many people in one
Right.
day.
When you're pushed to it, yeah.
Yeah. And so I just figured, okay, you know what? This has potential, but so that's why I had kind of entered that contest about
Yeah. Cooking
uh
and chef contest.
yeah. And I never thought that I'd get as far in the contest as I
Yeah.
did, but
You
I
went really far.
but I just figured, okay, well, you know what? I didn't make it to that final phase, but the fact that I made it as far as I did, I just figured, okay, you know what? At least now I know that it's a possibility. So
There's something in there, yeah. When you now tell us about the fact that you want to open up a restaurant in your home, I think you said, right? Did I get that right?
yeah, I want to kind of start off maybe doing more like catering out of my house,
Wow.
and then hopefully open up one of those tiny little dive type places.
That everybody flocks to and lines up down the road, and you hear
It,
on the news.
oh, yeah, like because we like to do different types of things, and our specialties here are Italian food, Japanese food,
Mm.
and some Eastern European.
Oh,
And so I kind of want to do like, a short thing of each every day, for like the daily offerings, but then each day have something completely different as like the special of the day.
that sounds really cool. And if anybody can do it, it'll be you. I do
Hmm.
visual therapy now. When I get up in the morning, that I learned from somebody I interviewed. She just threw the program at me, and I promote it now to people who really having a hard time getting past regular therapy. Now that we've opened up, girls, let's have a little bit of fun. So, well, on Healthline, they said girls getting together, even if we're just spending a few minutes, because I know we don't have a whole lot of time, and I'm hoping they don't cut us off. But if they do, I'll write you at Facebook after. And thank you guys for coming. But we're giving each other oxytocin, and I really need a people contact. I don't know about you guys. I have really, really bad dark stuff on my eyes, ordinarily really bad. And the big thing is a concealer brush. So I've been using my fingers usually to put on eye stuff, or I just figured the heck with makeup. I'm just not going to worry about wearing a lot of makeup. And I've been watching videos over and over again, and I subscribe to like a lot of YouTube. I thought I'm just going to try concealer brush. So Wet and Wild, which is something I would never touch, but in this pandemic, I found Wet and Wild, and I said, all right, I'll spend $1 something on a concealer brush. And I actually, like I used it tonight, and you know, you just kind of brush it on in there, and I get really black here. And another topic I really wanted to bring up with you guys that really bothers me is the fact that a lot of women will say the reason they have a lot of black under their eyes is because they're getting old and aging. And I feel like someone's paying them to say that, because I feel like a lot of my black under my eyes is from being beaten up so much and stress in my life. That's my, do you feel that way too? Like you do? Well, that's what I feel. So I feel like instead of, like, I would just walk around and say, you know, the heck with it. I mean, see the way I look, because I didn't do this to myself. So when I tried the concealer brush and I started kind of covering it up, I started feeling different about myself and different about makeup. And I says, what's the big deal to feel a little bit better, even though I don't agree with why I'm covering them up?
Well, I'm kind of lazy that way, and I tend not to. But I do have a skincare regimen for you know, because one of my other friends sells Mary Kay, and so you know, so I have this one cream that's specifically for the like the bags
I don't
and
care about crow's feet and stuff. I mean, if you know, they're gonna be there. But so how about you, Carolyn?
I've been a customer of melaleuca.com for like 9 years now. So
Whoa, what is it called?
melaleuca.com. I can
Melaleuca?
show it. I'll have to show it to you someday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love their products. It's a US manufacturer of green products, and their Say Bella line is amazing. It's their high-end skin care, hair care, and cosmetics, but they're like a Target price, but something you'd find in a salon or Nordstrom or something. But yeah, I love their products. They're amazing. So
My skin has been really sensitive ever since I was little. My mother
Mhm.
had to buy special deodorant just for my underarms because I
That
couldn't.
sounds familiar.
Right. Yeah. I know when I get up in the morning, the first thing I do is I have this routine. Like I said, I try to, you know, first thing I do is put on the positive face, and I just stay away from anything that's negative that comes into my mind. And if I feel like it's coming on, I rush to like go to get my smoothie, and I have like a little super green scoop I put in there. And then I put in my flaxseed and my banana. I make oat milk. I don't know if you guys have, do you guys have smoothies in the morning or?
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
And I do, and I had used my almond milk too. So
I was going to make almond milk. I make oat milk and it's watery, but I'm learning.
I often have a protein bar, or I'll have steel oats or something. I do smoothies too. I love doing smoothies, especially in the summer when it's hot and the berry season is in full swing. Dairy is very inflammatory, and it's like the #1 no-no for Parkinson's. So I have to stay away from dairy. So
Now, you've just been diagnosed with Parkinson's, right, Carolyn, recently?
yeah, a little over a year ago.
Oh, I'm
So,
sorry. No, the way time
yeah,
is moving, it's either too fast or too
time flies when you're not having fun.
right, or it doesn't
yeah,
fly at all. I can't tell. It hit me this morning. I got the double whammy, you know.
it's like I'm sorry, but I guess I'm still an overgrown kid that way. I still like to dip in milk. So
right.
oh yeah, yeah, and but of course I cannot give up cheese.
Yeah, I was able to cut cheese out quite a bit, but now I went back to a little bit. You know what butter is really good too if you're having problems with butter, because I had problems with that, is the Kerrygold grass-fed butter. It's not even organic, but I'm finding some things, if they're grass-fed, just makes a huge difference.
Oh, it does. But I had several doctors say stay away from aspartame, saccharin.
Oh yeah,
Okay, all those fake
yeah,
sweeteners.
yeah.
They're just like, okay, just stay away from them.
Yeah, you know, and they want us to eat that stuff. A lot of, I don't know really who advertises it or where I have it in my brain that if we're eating all these artificial things that we're actually healthier. And like Carolyn, you're really big on your health and what you eat too. But I mean, it's so hard for me to separate like natural sugar that we grew up on in the fields as kids, or that our grandparents lived to their 80s and 90s that they ate. And now everyone wants us to do stevia and monk fruit. And
Ugh, I can't stand stevia. It's so disgusting.
I think so too. But what about the health risks too? Like
Right.
people
I've
say,
read that it's not as healthy as people think it is. So
it's just we want to really enjoy ourselves, because I feel like I needed emotionally just to escape for that minute, because my nurse practitioner said that to me. She said, if you got to do it, just do it, because you're going to punish yourself emotionally, but not all the time.
Mhm. So my cheat is that I'll use raw honey. You can't really get too much more natural than real honey.
right.
Oh
So
yeah.
I've been trying to retrain my taste buds to not.
Yeah, I've had tears on it. I've had tears, yeah, with some of the things. I literally pulled myself away from, I kind of got into my mind. Well, I felt like heck all the time. My body was on fire with Hashimoto's. I mean, I literally was burning. And so I just pulled myself away from like gluten for a year, sugar for a year. Like I'd go on and off these different things to try to see which ones helped. And I kind of finally, I think I detoxified my body in one sense, but then I kind of had to tiptoe back in and see kind of what was going to help me and not help me. And you can,
Right.
oh yeah, I know, because I remember, sometimes with these nutritionists, when I would ask about, okay, I really love Mexican food and I want to make it a little bit healthier.
don't eat
But
it. Right. I know. I was told to go to a green doctor finally. My nurse practitioner is even getting tired of me. Though I wrote a song attributing to her yesterday. She said, ride till it hurts. I said, even when I die and fall off? Yes. I started riding my bike until I felt like I was going to pass out, and I just went out into another dimension, but it worked. Okay, so let's see. I say here, fashion, beauty, lifestyle. We will listen to you here. Whatever you want to do, we're down for it. To see that we're three women who are really challenged, and we are out there still doing it, and we're doing real things like real people. So that you guys are here is really cool, because I'm just like so inspired